Hey resellers, happy Vlogmas day 17. So I have really been missing the more educational aspect of a lot of my videos. I love a good vlog style video, but I also love a video where I just educate you guys maybe about a new idea or maybe just pointing out the obvious that we don't always think about. And today, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm gonna show you some ways that I feel like maybe you're using a priority mail flat rate envelope wrong. Those are the paper envelopes as well as the bubble envelopes. And then maybe some ways that you've just never thought of using it. But I will guarantee you one thing, you will walk away here today with a new idea or a new way to use these envelopes. I promise you're either going to learn something or you're gonna have an aha, why didn't I think of that type of moment? So let's just get straight into it. Alrighty. Okay guys, first things first, if you clicked on this video, I feel like you've probably already used a flat rate envelope, but just in case you're totally new to this, let me go through exactly what type of envelopes I'm talking about. This is a standard flat rate envelope from the United States Postal Service. It is made of paper, it does not fit a ton, and truth be told, this is intended for use with documents, but it's a flat rate. If it fits, it ships. That's USPS policy. So we're gonna talk about ways to use this that do not include paper documents. The other envelope we're gonna be discussing today is a bubble flat rate envelope, or what is called a padded flat rate envelope. So this is made out of like a bubble wrap kind of material. I'm gonna open it up in here, you can see the bubbles. You just tear off this strip here and close this one. Very similar in size once it's folded, but the bubble flat rate is obviously larger than the paper one. We're gonna talk about some ways to get a lot of use out of these two that you've really never considered. The very first thing we're gonna talk about is how to get an oversized item. Let's say this Lily Pulitzer quilted vest inside of a padded flat rate envelope. This is by far one of my best flat rate envelope hacks. Now I've seen people in the past talk about when you try to stuff an item in here and it just won't fit. Now when you try to stuff an oversized item into an envelope like this and it just won't seem to go in there, there's a little bit of science behind that. While it looks like this envelope is empty, it's not. It's full of air. So if you pack a large item in here, you're just pushing all the air into the bottom. The item is never going to go in with all that air in the bottom. You need to let the air out. Now I've seen people in the past suggest cutting a little slit and allowing the air to leak out and then taping the item back up. I don't know why you would want to compromise the integrity of the envelope though, so I'm gonna show you my own personal hack and a better way to do it. I've not tried to get this Lily Pulitzer vest in here yet, and it's really, really large, so okay guys, so I have this vest. I'm gonna squeeze all the air out that I can, ensuring that I'm not really messing up the item. It's not gonna arrive super wrinkled. And we're gonna start to slide the item into this envelope. And you see pretty early on that there's a bit of resistance. What I want you to do, instead of continuing to try to pack it in there or slicing the end, is to get a straw, slide it in with the item, and now the air has a place to go. You don't have to slice the bottom of the envelope. I can push this item in. And you can see all of the air is coming out here. And it is almost vacuum sealed now around this vest, you guys. Don't forget to pull the straw out and just seal up the envelope. I'm not gonna seal it up here because I don't wanna waste any of these envelopes. That's not what USPS has them out for, is video tutorials. So I'm going to reuse this envelope, but guys, I fit that huge vest into this padded flat rate envelope. So if the item doesn't seem to wanna go in, just get yourself a straw. I use a plastic straw, stick it down in there and let the air out. Let me just show you how well that actually worked in vacuum sealing this. When you go to pull this out, look at that. It's just flat as can be. Look, there is no air left in this envelope, and then it fills back up with air. Here's another way people aren't using padded flat rate envelopes right. You see this box? Pretty good sized little box. This box is, let's go ahead and measure it. This box is a 5.5 by 5 by 4. If you packed this box with something heavy enough, and let's just say you're going from one coast to the other, you could honestly end up incurring about a $10 charge. It's, you know, $9 and change anyway, the way priority mail prices are nowadays. But what if you took this box after you completely packaged the item and you shoved it inside of this envelope? Completely packed, ready to go, ready for a shipping label. Let's say it's $9.80, $10.13. Just by fitting it inside this envelope, you're gonna cut the price way down. Now, currently on eBay, these padded flat rate envelopes are, well, I wanna say about $8.50. Is that what we're being charged currently? So you just brought the cost down, taking an item that was already packed and ready to ship and fitting it inside of here. This one's pretty much a no-brainer. How about this one? I have a pair of Yves Saint Laurent pants here. Now, most people would never want to mail pants like this or something very delicate or something that could be exposed to the elements in a paper envelope, correct? Well, tell me, would you mail it in a poly mailer? Most people, I think, would have no problem mailing a poly mailer full of clothing. Let's just say we close that up for the sake of not wasting shipping supplies. We won't close it entirely. Take this, that is again ready for the mail. This is more protected from the weather. The pants are protected by a bag on the inside. The pants are protected by this poly mailer bag on the outside. Take this bag and put it right inside of here. If it's over a pound and it's going priority mail anyway, you know how many times I have packaged things in these thinking that they were going to get a first class rate just to see that they were in fact priority mail and just shove it inside up here. Look at that. It's not a document. If it fits, it ships. Now here are the standards that USPS uses to say whether or not it fits. Here's how you may be using a priority mail envelope wrong. You absolutely may not have a gap here and cover that gap with tape. Guys, this next tip is by far my most popular video I have ever created. I have a video dedicated to specifically this technique. I don't think it's as useful now as it was when I made the video, but the video continues to gain a lot of traction here on YouTube. Over 60,000 views on this video. I want to show you my technique that could really save you a lot of money, and it's pretty interesting. Check this out. Remember the box that we put inside the bubble mailer? Remember this large, what was it, 5.5 by 5 by 4 maybe box? What if I told you that I could fit this box inside this paper envelope and still close it within its intended folds? What do you think about something like that? This tip does come with caveat. You need to ensure that whatever you're putting inside of here is already pre-packaged, ready to go, and then maybe you can save a little bit of money by sliding it inside this paper envelope. But I am about to fit that box inside of this paper envelope. Are you ready for this? Well, this clearly isn't going to work, so here's what's about to happen. Take whichever side that you'd like to be facing towards the bottom of the envelope and measure half of it. Right along the edge here. I see that I need to come to almost the top of this barcode. Watch this. I'm gonna fold the bottom of this envelope upward, make a nice smooth fold all the way across. Now with this particular method, use this at your own discretion and be prepared to fight for your envelope at your USPS if you need to. I have a lot of people comment on that video, oh my gosh, this has saved me so much money. But for every 100 people that say it saved them money, I have 3 or 4 that will say USPS would not accept this. So again, use it at your own discretion. Now I have folded it this way. I'm going to turn it around and fold it this way. You see that? All we've done is create a fold at the very bottom. Now here is where the magic and a little bit of origami come in. I'm going to place my hand on the bottom of the envelope and I am going to create a dog ear, so to speak, with the corner here and flatten out the bottom of this envelope. Are you seeing this? Now we have what practically looks like a box. You see the pocket that I've created in here? Let's take that same box from before. Did you see how that just slid right in there? I'm gonna do the bottom fold one more time so you don't have to back up the video. As soon as you have folded up, folded back, stick your hand inside of the envelope, grasp the bottom, and flatten out the bottom. I promise it's gonna come together faster than you think, but as soon as you have flattened that out and you have made this little pocket, take your box and slide it in there. Now, what did we say? Every USPS flat rate envelope has to be able to close within its normal folds, right? Okay guys, so if you take this up to your USPS office, you can even pop the dog ear corners out if you want. If you needed to have more of that traditional envelope shape, you wanted to look a little bit more like an envelope here, just pop the corners right back out if you need to. Take this up to USPS. It closes, it folds. I got that box into here. So anything that I can fit inside that box, I would be able to ship for less than $8. Can you believe that? I mean, with the price of USPS priority mail going up and up and up, this could save you a lot of money essentially. We're gonna do it one more time, and this time I'm gonna take my time to ensure that we have a bit more space at the top just to show you what's really possible with folding these envelopes. Fold this up along the side of the barcode, fold it back, hand in, press down the bottom. Look, this time we're not even gonna make the full dog ears, okay? Just in case you're scared about all of that, I just need to have this space for the bottom of the box to go. That's it, guys. Now watch. Now that size box that I just fit into that paper envelope is a little bit of an extreme example. I just want to show you what's truly possible with those paper envelopes. Now in the video that I talked about before, I used a pair of Oakley sunglasses. I think I used a Fitbit box just to show people what was possible to fit inside there. And I continue to get messages that that item is not well protected. If I bought a pair of sunglasses that was in there, I would be so angry. I just can't imagine that, because here's the thing, you don't take the Oakley sunglasses and just put them inside of this box. Wrap it up and package it first. If you would fit those Oakley sunglasses inside of a small box, similar to the one that I just fit inside that paper flat rate envelope, and it is secure and is wrapped in bubble wrap, why would you ship just that box for, again, say $10 if you can fit it inside of a paper envelope like this and ship it for less than $8? These are probably tips that are only going to save a real high volume seller a lot of money, because we're talking about 20 cents. You know, the difference between a paper flat rate envelope and a bubble mailer used to be a lot more. And it was a lot more before I made that video. The difference is a lot closer now. But if you're talking about 20 cents, maybe over 10 items a day, maybe over 365 days a year, that's a lot of money. So you have to be considering ways to use these that would be of best benefit to you. I want to bring up also a way that you may be using these bubble mailers wrong. You may be assuming that if it fits inside this bubble mailer, it's always the best option, and that's not always true. There are plenty of times when an item is between 1 pound and 2 pounds and the buyer is very, very close to you, that using a bubble mailer like this actually is more expensive. Yes, believe it or not, there are priority mail options between 1 pound and 2 pounds that are cheaper than this. It all depends on how close that buyer is to you. And then one of my friends, Pittsburgh Picker, having them on my live show tonight actually, he brings up a good point that many times a regional rate A box is cheaper than this. Again, if the buyer is close to you. That regional rate A box ships as though the item weighs 2 pounds. So occasionally you can take, say a 10-pound item, fit it into a regional rate A box, and if that buyer is in a state neighboring yours, bordering yours, you know, just maybe one state over, it's gonna be cheaper than using one of these. Does that blow your mind? Definitely look around. The next time that you use an envelope like this, actually weigh the item and look on eBay and see if I just mailed it typical USPS priority mail, say in an envelope like this, and I didn't use this envelope at all, is this going to be cheaper? You can always take priority mail stickers and emblazon this to let them know this is not a first class package, this is priority mail. You could use priority mail tape to do that if you wanted to. Whatever you need to do to alert the USPS workers that this is a priority mail item, but sometimes by weight, again, if it's between 1 pound and 2, could be cheaper. That regional rate A box, many times, if the buyer is close to you, is cheaper than a flat rate bubble mailer. Another way you really should not be using these is to pad an item that is not being sent USPS priority mail. Don't use these to pad an item and then put it into one of these eBay poly mailers or your own branded poly mailer. Many times these are more transparent than you could imagine, and let USPS see that your first class package is hiding their own priority mail bubble mailer that they gave you for free, and you can be assured they are going to be charging you the priority mail rate by weight, and at the end of the day, it's mail fraud. These can only be used for USPS priority mail use. These are currently free to us, guys. If we take advantage of that, if we use these as bubble wrap for first class packages or for parcel post, or heaven forbid, if you use this as bubble wrap for FedEx or UPS, that is not how these are intended to be used, and they won't be free to us very much longer. So we definitely want to respect the fact that USPS has given these. I understand also that that is worked into the price, but can we remember that as well? When we use this and you think, oh my gosh, it's $8.50, they also gave you the envelope. This is worked into the price. Now, I know someone in the comments is going to say, Rachel, this will not work. It is a flat rate envelope. It has to be flat. Guys, no, that is not what the term flat rate means. It means it is a flat rate, meaning one rate, any weight. It says that even, one rate, any weight. It's right here. But that doesn't mean that USPS workers aren't going to argue with you. The very first time I ever brought one to the post office like this, I really had the thing dog-eared around. And I remember the guy behind the counter said, he almost charged me for a flat rate box because I was buying my postage over the counter. I mean, this was very early on in my eBay career. And I said, that's a flat rate envelope. And he said, wow, it is. And he was kind of flabbergasted that it was a little bit origami, but everything was within the USPS folds. So I'm not going to suggest you, I'm going to tell you not to go ahead and dog ear these up, because I've seen people want to do this. They want to dog ear these up and they want to fold these down, and then they want to come in with like a priority mail tape and tape down the edges. And what that could easily appear to USPS is that you ripped apart this envelope and you wrapped a package with it, and that is not how these are intended to be used. You need to make it as crazy looking as you can, but make sure that they see that all of the normal seals, all of the seals that are glued from USPS are still glued. You did nothing but close it with their supplied adhesive. Throwing tape all over this is a terrible idea. That's another reason why I say be sure that the item inside is packed really well. Do you see this little gap here? This little gap, the item inside, if it's packed well, and if it's packed to your specifications as if you were only mailing this box, this is not gonna be exposed to any more elements as if you just mailed the box. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I hope that makes sense to you guys. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but I just know someone in the comments is gonna say that this item isn't protected. Okay, so while I'm talking about fitting boxes into these envelopes, and this is like almost like its own little bag, USPS makes what's called a small flat rate box. That small flat rate box is more expensive than this and more expensive than this, but would fit inside either one of these. I mean, you see where I'm going with this, right? You could fit that box inside of one of these and change the price of the postage immediately. If it would fit inside of a small flat rate box, put it in a box, put it inside of this. Now, USPS Priority Mail comes with $50 of free insurance on any Priority Mail packages. If you purchase the shipping label on eBay, that is raised to $100. And I believe Pirate Ship does the same thing. So $100 in insurance is included when you ship via USPS Priority Mail. I hope that I have maybe sparked some inspiration for you in new ways to use USPS Priority Mail envelopes in a way that is gonna save you money. That's the whole point here, is to save you money. And again, sometimes this is only saving, you know, really bulk sellers money. But if it saves you money, give me a comment down below. Let me know how you're gonna be utilizing these tips and which one was your favorite. Are there any of these things that you've already been doing? Are there any of these things that you've never heard of, never considered, but you're definitely going to be putting into practice in your own business? Let me know, because I am here just to educate and entertain you guys. I don't know how entertaining this video is, but I hope that I educated you. I appreciate you guys so much. This Vlogmas has been so fun so far. If you haven't watched the videos, we're on day 17. Like, there's plenty of time to get caught up, but there's only a few days left of Vlogmas. So we are checking off all of our Christmas things. I'm actually about to go set up in my office for my live stream tonight. Every Friday I live stream the good, the bad, and the ugly on eBay this week. And this week, my special guest is Adam Pittsburgh Picker and his fiance, Sarah. I am so excited about this interview because I have been watching their channel forever. So I hope that you guys are there tonight. But if you're watching this, it's actually going to, yeah, it is going to air tonight, actually. I am putting this video together, editing it, exporting it, and uploading it the same day. But you may not see it until after the live. So I hope that you were there. God bless you guys. Thanks so much for watching. And remember, treat your business like your business. Alrighty.